Hey there, welcome to the stream. Just getting things loaded up here. And you are joining for part 14. So thanks for coming along on the ride. Or if you're just joining for the first time, thanks for tuning in. And hope you enjoy the content. So yesterday took a little bit of a step backwards, seeing as our trains despawned and our only options available were some shunters. But we managed to take some logs from the Forest Central to the sawmill, and then some lumber, which you can see down here, from the sawmill to goods factory. So today we're going to explore what's here at goods factory and see if we can take some interesting jobs and just go explore more and maybe even pick up some new licenses too. Hey there, Foxy. Glad to see you back, and you too, Zengrath. You say you're the only one here who's not a fox. Well, hello, and yeah, welcome. And do you identify as any species other than human, perhaps? I'm just curious. I'm also just whew. That's quite the jump there. Alright, so what have we got here? Few freight hauls to harbor. We've got a logistical haul to steel mill, another logistical haul to harbor, some shunting for food factory with 2 drop-offs, some shunting, well, this is the train we just brought up here, 1 drop-off. And I think currently we've got some fees on the locomotive. There's no service in this town. So if we want to buy a license, we'll have to service the slightly more expensive way. Oh, Zengrath, you've got a cousin who identifies as some other animal. That's cool, but you're a human. Okay, no worries. Glad to have anyone here who wants to join the stream and share in this little adventure. There's one of these DE6 here that I have not driven on the stream yet, although I have taken a little time outside of the stream to play on my own, and I have driven it, so maybe that would be a cool thing to get one of those licenses today and take it out for a spin. I think what might actually be nice though first is to, let's see, is this goods factory? Yes. What might be nice first is to do this shunting job, because these flat cars might go somewhere interesting once they're unloaded. And it looks like the only loading siding, yeah, because this is loading passenger. And the only loading siding is over here in B. So as I've seen in a couple other videos, I believe we can get a head start on the shunting job if we go ahead and take the cars over there before accepting the job. let's go ahead and do that. We'll take a moment to let the brake pressure build up. And while we do that, I will mention that, well, I think everyone here is still probably same folks from the last time, although perhaps we have got some new faces who have not said hello yet in chat, but I will again mention that I'm trying to raise some money for advancement project to help with really things that have been going on here in the United States for the past 100 plus years for people of color who are living here in this country, but that have especially come to light given the recent events and the videos circulating of the police brutality that's going on here. So if you have some spare cash, there's a link in the description you can find to go donate. The money goes directly to advancement project, so there is no middle person here. There's just a website called Tiltify that sets up that channel, and there's also a raffle that I'm running as part of that. Now I know the raffle has been for basically a copy or multiple copies of Derail Valley, depending on how well the fundraiser does. And there's details about how it works, both on the fundraising page itself and also in the last video, the last stream rather, which is not posted yet, I now remember, but it'll be up there soon. But yeah, some folks mentioned that, they already own the game, so, what can we do about that? Definitely open to suggestions for alternative incentives that I can offer folks. If it helps folks, helps push folks over the threshold and be interested in, donating to that good cause, then I'm definitely willing to consider it. One thing I thought of potentially is offering up some copies of the soundtrack, which you're listening to right now, as a raffle reward as well. And of course, this is, even if you already own the game, and perhaps even if you already have bought the soundtrack, if you do own the game, getting more soundtrack sales, of course, adds to the community unlock points. So it does benefit you indirectly as an owner of or not an owner of Derail Valley, but like you have purchased a copy of the game. Ownership is weird with copyright and all that, but that's another topic I will not get into right now. But yeah, that's definitely a thought that I had, and if you have an opinion on that, let me know, yay or nay, or if you have any more detailed thoughts around it, certainly give me a holler, either in the chat or in the video comments. And it looks like, is this coming straight into the loading track right here? So I don't need to switch anything at all. Just need to, hop up to the engine. And we can let it coast, because we're doing fine. Zengrath, you just learned that the DE6 is remote control compatible. So you want it now, not earn the money for it yet. Yeah, I saw, I'm not sure if you've heard of Bolt Railway Dog, but he's another furry train enthusiast who has been doing some Derail Valley streams, although his are on Twitch. And I just saw him using the remote control with the DE6. I think that was just yesterday, in fact. And gotta say, that's pretty cool to see that that works. So, let's go ahead and validate this job and get it started. And it's going to have us shunt it back to B2S, which is right next door to where we are posted up here. So that's cool. We'll go ahead and find that. Oh, you know what? This is the one that's like on the opposite side, isn't it? Yep, because that makes total sense. Alright. Zengrath, you did buy the game and the soundtrack and did all the things like linking Twitter, Discord, etc. Seen they unlocked a lot more goals too, which is nice. Lots of cool things coming to Derail. Yeah, it's really exciting stuff, and definitely hope that they're ready to, you know, do a lot of work and hopefully take the rest that they need as well, because you know it's important not to get burned out. But yeah, they've definitely got a very large backlog in their queue now. And you say you watch Squirrel on YouTube for years now, and he was using remote on DE6. Hope you're okay with squirrels. Squirrels are fine. Got no ill feelings towards squirrels. Have I? Yep, I have stopped just a bit short. How unfortunate. Well, I will pull ahead a little bit farther. Oh, got the reverser in reverse because I was like 2 steps ahead of myself. Okay. I think I've definitely cleared it this time. Alright. Let's get this job turned in. Definitely a change from yesterday's stream to be finishing a job in the first 15 minutes of the stream, whereas yesterday's were quite a bit longer, but definitely a simpler job to be doing today. And I'm excited to do some longer hauls here in a moment, especially if we can get that DE6 license. All right. Honestly, should we just go turn in the job first, but I think we've got plenty of time on the bonus, so no worries. Oh, plenty of time. An 11-minute job done in 3 minutes. Fantastic. And it looks like this logistical haul is going to food factory in town. Okay. Well, it was worth a shot to see if it was going either to steel mill or like harbor in town. But I'm not so interested in that one. So I think I want to be headed in this general direction. So let's see. I think if I do grab the DE6 license, I can take all of these simultaneously, as I do have, I believe I do have the concurrent 2 license as well. Yes, okay. It's nice that, I guess if you do the like overflow scrolling, you can see everything that doesn't appear on the first page. So it's nice to know that it fits neatly on 2 pages. But yeah, wow, we're actually doing pretty good on getting these licenses here. As far as the first page goes, there's only the DE6 that's left to obtain, and I think it's looking like that's going to be what we do today. So we can line up probably in an order like this. These are all going to Harbor and Town, so probably like locomotive, then pipes, and then some empty containers, and then we'll put the empty cars at the end. And just based on, you know, the weight of the cars, trying to line it up from heaviest to lightest, and then also you know, what's going to get dropped off first to what's going all the way through to Harbor and Town. So I can actually go ahead and pick these up and basically configure this train, I guess. You know, set it up and get it ready to go before we even take some of these. So it looks like at the back we want 16 followed by 7. So this one's 7, which means that if we pull it around to the other end, which it looks like it might be, we might actually have to go through there to do this. Yeah, that should be okay. So yeah, so if we grab this one, we can push it around to the yard at the other side. I think I'm going to want to stack them up. Let me get a good view of the yard again. Honestly, I really like this view up here. It's a nice overview of the whole yard. So it looks like we've got these cars over here that we're going to want to pick up along with that long string of empty flats over there. And we'll want the long string on the back, and then these ones in front of it. And then next we've got, let's see, there's the pipes over there we want on the front, and the 2 container trains, which we can probably put in any order. They're both empty. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of freight cars to stack up here, but I think we can get it done. And let's see, I think I actually want the locomotive to be in the same orientation when I get over there. So I think I'm going to want to, man, how do I want to do this? I think I want to pull them forward, and then if I come around, we're pointing the opposite direction. Well, I can always do some finagling or whatnot. It's not the end of the world if it's pointing backwards. But yeah, if I get them out in the back there, let's see, I actually want that string of cars in the back. So, oh, so I can always drop off, let's see, if I'm pushing them, I can drop them off here. And then, like, no, if I'm pushing them, that's fine, because then I'll put them here. Yeah, well, we'll figure this out. Definitely wondering if I'll have enough space to set them all together before I buy the DE6 license. I think probably not, but we may do some final shunting with the larger locomotive. That was an interesting maneuver there to the underside of this shunter, and I believe we're all coupled here, so we can get a move on and start doing some work here. Zengrath, you said that was 311. I'm assuming you mean the video where Squirrel was using the remote control with the DE6. Oh, yeah, that was the job in 3 minutes out of 11 minutes. Referencing the band. Oh, I'm not familiar with a band by the name of 311, so perhaps I'll have to check them out after the stream. Alright, so we are building up some brake pressure here, and definitely going to need to think about how I'm going to do this, because as I pull forward here, I will be, will certainly be directly between the cars that I want to link up, but I might be able to do kind of like a loop around, and then might be a bit excessive, but it'll get the job done at least. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and watch for this first switch here. Or is it the second one? No, it's definitely the first one. We're gonna just take a little loop-de-loop around here so that we can back these cars into the proper siding instead of winding up with the locomotive between the cars. We'll wind up with the cars together, and the locomotive free to do other shunting work to prepare this set of jobs. I do believe, let me just check, there is no service here, right? Yeah, it's just repair service. Go perhaps just a bit further here. Yep. Alright, so we are clear. go ahead and start this train rolling. I'm going to go ahead and run ahead here. By run, I certainly mean teleport. And just make sure that we've got all the switches set appropriately. Next one up will be the one at the junction here. So we'll be headed into the yard. Then we'll want to take a left here. And yep, certainly back it down all the way to these other empty flat cars here. I'm wondering if I can hop up onto this railing, and I'm going to see if I can jump down onto the moving locomotive as it passes. That was a miss. If this were real life, I would be dead. But good thing it is virtual reality and not real reality. And we can do silly stuff like that and not have to worry too much about it. But yeah, definitely not a thing to try IRL. Alright. We're almost there. I think I can go ahead down here and prepare to a couple of these cars here. Alright, and we are certainly going to need to push them back here and get some more room. So we'll see if we can go ahead and do that after we build up some more brake pressure. Yep, Zengrath, you're right. Just virtually dead. Although there is no player death here in Derail Valley. But that would certainly be an interesting change if that was something that the devs added at some point. I don't know quite how it would fly with other players, but it definitely would be interesting. Alright, so I believe that this is probably, yeah, that's as much as that we're going to fit on a single track. So what it looks like we're going to need to do is apply a little bit of brakes there, and we will shift around some of these other cars onto a separate siding, and then we'll go figure out some licenses. think I'm going to go ahead and use 4.0 as the track to prepare them on, as that appears to be the longest one available at the moment. So I'll pick these ones up off of track 3 here first, since as I mentioned back when I was initially doing some logistics for this, I definitely want those heavy pipes at the front of the train and progressively lighter loads behind them. Okay. A little too much brake there. Alright. Once again, we'll be waiting for some brake pressure to build up here. And then we'll be towing these around and backing them down on those other container cars there. I should, you know, definitely just verify some of these job numbers. I'm pretty sure these are exactly the ones that we want. Let's see, we're looking for 90, 53, and 86. So, yeah, they're 89. If I can tell my 9s and 6s apart. 53 was one of them as well. And then of course, we've got 90. Yep, alright. So, I was pretty certain that those were the ones we wanted, just based on the consists themselves, but always good to double check the job numbers for reference. This is definitely a bit heavier of a train here to shunt around, and I'm sure that that load of pipes there will be heavy as well. Let's see, 4.0. Actually have to come all the way out past this switch here. So we'll give it a little bit more throttle, see if we can speed up the process here. Let's see. Certainly a longer train as far as things go. And this will definitely be one of the longer trains that I've hauled on stream. See, I think we've probably, oh yeah, we've definitely passed this switch here. We'll go ahead and throw that and make sure this one's lined up as well. Alright, so we're headed back down to 4.0, and we're just going to take it nice and easy, make sure we don't damage the cargo here, as that would, I believe, jeopardize the job. It's times like these when that remote control would certainly come in handy. But it's something I have not invested in yet in this game, and I should, I suppose, definitely do that once I get the chance. But that'll have to be sometime when I make a trip to Machine Factory, which is, if I recall correctly, where that particular item is for sale. Alright, I think since the train spawns in the middle of the track, yeah, I've definitely got a pretty good amount of space back here that I can push it back into, as we've run out of space on this end of the train. We still have another, although shorter, string of cars to add. Certainly they take space, and we'll want to be sure to allocate some for them. Right. Alright. I'm just gonna wait here. I definitely want to see if I'm able to shunt things and still leave enough space at the back here to move the shunter around to the back of the train before we depart. I'd certainly like to do that. I always find it's pretty useful to have a shunter back there, just especially if I'm making a stop midway to drop off some cars. So you just have it already set up and ready to go and do that maneuver when the time comes for it. So I'm just gonna keep tabs here on how close we're getting to the other tracks, and I'll have my controller on the brake valve here once we get close enough to warrant that. Hey there, Captain Juka. Evening. How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Alright, so one more set of cars to tack on here, and then we can look at that license. Captain Juka, thank you. You're well. It's 3:11 a.m. You're glad you can make it. I'm glad you can make it too. And yeah, 3:11 a.m. That's quite early. So what brings you up so early, or perhaps maybe you haven't gone to bed yet? But yeah, definitely would be interested to know what has you up at such an early hour. What we got here? All right, some pipes. Moving some pipes. I have this feeling we may run out of room on the siding. And you know what? We should probably wait for some more brake pressure before wasting precious fuel. But it will certainly. It looks probably close enough to get a move on. Maybe some amount of the struggle here is due just to the weight of the train itself. It's a pretty heavy one. I want to say it was listed at like 395 tons or something like that. 385. Still, 385 tons is certainly a significant amount of mass to move around. Captain Juka, you find it hard to sleep, really? Well, so you got into a book, then you had a notification that I'm streaming, so you come on here and you'll sleep in the day. All right. Well, definitely glad to have you aboard, and sorry to hear about your insomnia, but you know, hope you are enjoying that book, and hope that you will also enjoy the stream today. Just getting a train prepared here to take on down towards the harbor and the steel mill as well. I do believe I've probably passed the switch. Yep. All right. So we'll just back it up nice and easy to these other cars that are waiting. And we're fighting brake pressure a little bit here. No, actually we're not. Looks like the outer ring of the gauge is shorter than the inner ring of the gauge, so that's a little misleading there. That's all right. Because we certainly are still fighting the weight of the train, but it's not too much. I'm definitely concerned about fitting all of this on here now, but see. Yeah, we've got a little bit more to go. Maybe like, you know what? We actually we might fit all these cars on here after all. And still be able to sneak around to the back. you say you have many books, and it helps you try to sleep, but not tonight. And you're glad to be here. Yeah, it's not quite 1,000,000 tons, but certainly plenty of weight here. So much so that we're even pushing this other train a little bit. Hope we have not fouled the switch at the back. I'll go take a peek at that real quick. And yeah, it looks like we're still good. And as far as this end of the train goes, well, we are on this switch, unfortunately. Let's take a look. We might be able to slip past this car. That is debatable. Well, I could certainly move it up a little bit closer, and that would help. So let me go ahead and do that. I think I'm just gonna take my time with this one today. As, you know, we haven't validated any of the jobs yet, so certainly better to play it safe and not damage the cargo, especially as that would, I'm pretty certain, unless they've changed it in the latest update, that would make it not possible for us to take the jobs once we get everything arranged here, which is definitely not what we want. Alright, we will tow these a touch forward. We really don't need much, just enough to make sure that that switch at the rear is no longer fouling. And specifically the one for track 3. Looks like we've definitely done that here. We'll go ahead and separate the locomotive. And we'll run around back. Shut her down and then take a look at licenses. Because today we are going for that DE6. Alright, we got plenty of running room here. We can pick up the speed a bit, get to the other end a little bit faster. of right in the perfect spot there with those other cars. Alright, last little step here and then we'll be off to the career manager. Alright, I'll shut it on down. Give it a little bit of brake pressure on the train brake, just to keep it in place. And yeah, so we'll be taking both of these sets of cars here and hauling them on down towards the harbor, with a few of them stopping off at the steel mill. There we go. Words. I don't know why I always forget the name of the steel mill for some reason. But yes, let's take a look at these fees. Definitely a little bit more expensive to service this locomotive here and now, but that'll let us get that DE6 license. So, yes, I can save money, but I cannot do it here at this station. Cool. No fees. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Buying the DE6 license. Alright. And then in that case, we can go ahead and get the locomotive onto the train here, and then get a move on, get those jobs validated, and head out. We actually only need to open this door, but it's just kind of fun to open the doors. Honestly, wish the doors would stay open. Like if I open the door, jump off the train, and then hop back up here, like the door is suddenly closed. Definitely wish that stuff like that would be a little bit more persistent. But it's cool just to see some interactive pieces, like these windows too, on a locomotive in this game. And you know, definitely, I'm sure the devs can always improve stuff like that in the future if they feel it's worth it. Alright, so let's get some train. passed that switch. Yes. And I think that everything is set up to back down on the correct train. Yeah, we're going to be backing down on those pipes there. Definitely not the most pleasing sounding horn in existence, but a horn nonetheless. Alright. We'll go ahead and get coupled up here. If I press X, I can sit. Huh. Let me see if I can see my keyboard through the goggles. To press X. Yeah, I don't think that is available in VR mode, unfortunately. I just tried pressing X there and nothing really happened. I saw someone somewhere suggesting to sit IRL in a chair, and that's definitely an option, but sometimes I just kind of honestly just kind of like squat here and get some exercise in while I'm playing. Certainly helps to see out of some of these low windows. And honestly, for seeing backwards, even opening the door helps too. And I can just duck down like that. Yeah, Zengrath, that definitely is only for flat mode. I can certainly do that. I have a chair over here somewhere. But I think typically I find I do well enough without it. I think honestly here, it's probably going to be best for me to just let this coast with its own inertia and wait at the back of the train until it reaches far enough down here to switch onto the appropriate track, and then just give it a pump of the train brake to bring it to a halt. This is definitely going to be a long train. Yeah, I think I have the advantage on my side here that these flat cars, and even the ones with these containers, since the containers are empty, are certainly very light. But yeah, I'm wondering when I'm going to see the, the locomotive peeking out around the other side of the town here. Alright, should probably be far enough now. I can give it release of the brakes there, but then also close it back up so that it starts building up that pressure. Alright, let's go find that locomotive. Can I get onto that roof? Not from here, I can't. Alright, looks like it's perhaps behind this one. I hear it. There it is. Alright. And it looks like we're pretty much back up to full on the train brake pressure. So we'll give it some juice in the reverse direction. Unless you think I only want to get it up to maybe about 8 kilometers an hour, because this is quite the long and heavy train. And I definitely don't want it to back down too hard on these empty flats here. I think I'm going to do the same thing again and work the brakes from the rear. But that wasn't too much. Maybe I needed some more. All right. Looks like we are all set. Train is all hooked up, building up some brake pressure. Let's go ahead and validate these jobs. And I'm certainly thinking that let's do them in this order. So I think this one next. Yes. Though they're probably all in, oops, close enough succession here that it doesn't really matter. What? But yeah, there we go. All validated up. Let's take a look at these switches here, just make sure we're set through. Honestly, for next time, I should I should think about it and get the train moving before I validate. But alright. With about 1,000 or so tons behind us, let's get moving. Zengrath, you tried playing VR regatta game, and a few times sitting on the floor trying to play the game hurts. Haven't played it yet. You have to sit on the floor and move around to keep balance of the boat, or grabbing various controls to control the sailboat. It's cool but tiring. Yeah, that does sound pretty cool. I imagine it's also a bit more difficult than it might be IRL, because you don't get the feedback of actually feeling the motion of the boat, or perhaps easier because it's a game and not real life. But definitely sounds pretty neat, and certainly like a good use of, you know, the capabilities of VR in a gaming experience. Well, we are slowly picking up speed here. Let's actually go ahead and take a look real quick at how much time we've got here. Hey Broster, what train am I running? I'm running the DE6 right now, which is not actually like a real train, although they're certainly based off of real trains. But I don't know. I think this might. At least this is my first time seeing you comment in the chat here on the stream, so not sure if you're familiar with the game Derail Valley. That's what we're playing today. And this locomotive right here is certainly based off of one's IRL. Oops. But we've got, powered trucks with 6 wheels each, and it's a diesel electric locomotive. So, alright, we are certainly picking up some speed here. We need to be conscious of how much train I have behind me, because it's certainly more than I'm used to. Wonder if I can, yeah, that doesn't really do it justice to see quite how much train we've got here. There's plenty of stuff in the town to obscure the view, but definitely a lot of mass behind us. Take out this job. This will be the first one we're delivering here. Let's take a look at where it's going. B8S is where it's all going. Okay. Right. And we've got 2, 4, 6, 13 cars. Wow. That's quite the train. And that's just 1 out of 5. Looks like we've got some downhill coming up here. And definitely want to keep us not going too fast. We will soon enough come down to that junction. Whoops, wrong button there. Yeah, we will be coming upon this junction pretty soon. And I do believe that that is a 40 kph zone. Which we'll want to make sure is set correctly as well. Alright, heading to the left here. Gonna be running by Steel Mill on our way on down to Harbor and Town. Certainly have plenty of braking power here. See if we can't pick up some more speed here. Definitely want to keep it under 40 because I think our tail is still around that bend at the bits factory. Hard to tell with all the trees, but certainly makes for an idyllic sight to look out as we pass by. Let's go ahead and take a look at the steel mill. Let's see where D6 is. I believe it's right out on the main line here, yep. And 8S from the northeast. Yeah, so that's going to be on the right. Alright, we can do that. Alright, how are we doing here? Engine temp is holding just fine. Definitely not pushing this locomotive to its limits just yet. Let's see if we can't add on a little bit more speed here. Maybe we can get a view here. I thought maybe with the water it might be a little easier to see the tail end of the train. But it appears that is not the case. What has become of that, but it seems like the hitbox for the cab was a little bit off there. Hopping outside and teleporting back in definitely fixed it up. And I think we're going to want to coast right around this speed, which might actually need some power to keep things going here. Take a look from the outside here. Let's see. Speed of 70 for this corner here. I don't think we're doing anything near that at the moment. Yeah, we're hovering at 50 now. We'll have to keep that in mind that this corner is 70. There's a limit of 70. I'm just gonna hop back through all these cars here. We can just get a sense for quite how long this train is. Definitely was targeting the top of the locomotive there. Oh, do I? Yes, it sounds like I've accidentally forgotten to let go of the brake here, and that actually may prove to be some trouble. Let me catch back up to the locomotive here. That is perhaps what was keeping us from coasting before. Glad I took a little stroll to the back of the train. It will certainly be more efficient without that, and we will have lesser risk of stringlining the cars around any tight corners. Although we are coming up here, we're going to be approaching the steel mill pretty soon, so we'll want to be slowing down. We've got 13 cars on the rear, which is good to remember, because we're all set up in coast here in this locomotive. And so I think I'm actually gonna... Actually, you know what, this could be pretty fun to just kind of watch it go by here. And gonna wait until we get towards the back of the train here to hop aboard. Oh, you know what? I need to check the switch at the far end here. Yes, as I feared, it was headed in a direction we do not want to go. Let's just make sure that that's set up first, and that these switches are also set to allow us to pass through. They certainly are. Alright. The train definitely seems to be going a bit slower now. We're coming up here on the midway point between these two trains. Let's see, the 7, 7, 7. Wait, was that a... I was not sure if I was reading that correctly. That's a 16, yep. Alright. I'm just gonna... See, we may actually need a little bit more power to get past this station here. Come on. Alright. We're certainly crawling here. So let's just get ourselves a little bit more speed. Certainly hoping that that will be enough. Let's see, that one is 7, 7, 7. I have a feeling it's probably going to be this one. Nope, 7. 16, alright, that's the one we want. And if we come on up here, we'll see these valves are already closed. We can go ahead and reach out here and disengage the couplers. And hopefully we can just let that coast on ahead a little bit. Meanwhile, I will prepare to throw this switch. Alright, and should have everything now set up to come in here to track 8. And just gonna go ahead and pump the brakes on that train. We'll hop back here, get this locomotive started up. And yeah, 'cause we're already starting to slip back down this hill a little bit here. So we'll want to get this moving into the yard. Go ahead and leave it under a little bit of power and just go on up ahead to the locomotive here, and at least throw its independent brake on so we have some amount of braking power here. Just make sure things don't roll away, although I think at least in the station proper it's pretty smooth running. Alright, we've got some speed here. We've definitely also got a long train and some pesky... Is that one car? Oh. How unfortunate. Well, we will... certainly see if we can't do this nice and gentle here. Did not grab that one like I thought it did. Okay, we've got a little bit further to push these all. Shouldn't have too much brake pressure to have to deal with here, since most of the train was already attached and pumped up and ready to go. I'll just push these on into the siding. We'll go ahead and validate the job. Honestly, I probably should have thought about it, but I could have done this thing where I do that, and then go reverse this locomotive. Yeah, could have been probably a little bit more efficient with that, but oh well. Definitely hoping that I did not overshoot here, and yeah, plenty of space. So as this continues to coast on back here, we'll go ahead and drop off that job booklet. Alright, got some time bonus there, nice. I'm actually gonna just go ahead and power this off right now. And we'll remove the independent brake. We're all set up and ready to go here again. So we will head back to the lead locomotive and get a move on. Certainly still have plenty of weight behind us here. I think most of it is coming from those pipes, but hopefully we'll see that we've got a little bit more agility now, having dropped off 13 cars here at Steel Mill. Which actually kind of makes me curious how many other cars we have here. We've got 7 loaded flats of pipes. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 empty shipping containers. We've got 2, 4, 6 more empty shipping containers for a total of 15 shipping containers. And then finally 4 empty flat cars. And we are underway once again. We're headed to our final destination for today, the harbor and town. Go ahead and flip through these job booklets, see where these are all going. We've got a G5I, we've got C2I, C2I, and G6S. Alright, so unfortunately we've got the outermost cars headed to G and the innermost cars headed to C, which is not quite as nice as I would like it to be. But we will go ahead and deal with that once we get there. I do believe I'm going to want to make sure that this switch is set. I believe on the last stream we took the path towards the southern forest. I definitely want to make sure that we're not headed down the wrong path here today. Yes. Okay. So we should be headed in the direction of the harbor now. We're building up some speed here, so I'll go ahead and let things coast. At least for a little bit. Since we were going through a junction there, I just want to make sure we're not running through that too fast. It does look like we're headed back uphill again, so we'll probably need some more power here. And speaking of power, if you're just joining us, or if you haven't yet heard, I'm doing a fundraiser for an organization known as Advancement Project, which aims to bring a voice and bring power in the going-ons of the civic community where people of color live. If you haven't heard, there's plenty of unrest here in the United States over the police brutality that is just coming to light, but has been going on for far longer than it should have, and honestly is just the next head of the hydra of slavery when it really comes down to it. But yeah, so if you find it in your heart and in your wallet to donate some money, there's a link in the description that you can find. I'm doing a raffle. If you don't already own this game, Derail Valley is a very fun game, and it's up for grabs, assuming we hit the fundraising milestone of $120 total donations, which will unlock the raffle. And there will be further milestones if we do reach that point that will unlock additional copies of the game that will be up for grabs. So if you have some spare cash and you either don't have this game, or you know a friend who doesn't have this game and would really love to have it, and or if you're just, you know, would like to give to a very important and timely cause, then you can go ahead and find that link down in the description. And as I've mentioned previously, but I'll mention again, all the funds go directly to Advancement Project. I am not a middleman here. I don't see the money at all. So I'm fronting my own cash to buy the games for the raffle. But otherwise, my bank account is not involved in any receiving, that's for sure. It all goes straight to them, and that's made possible by a website called Tiltify. They match up individuals who have a platform to use for fundraising with organizations that really need the help. And if you're interested in starting your own fundraising campaign, they have a page. I believe it's listed under BLM for Black Lives Matter, and you can find they've got a few organizations related to the cause there that you can select from to fundraise for. I chose Advancement Project as the one that I would like to fundraise for, because it seemed like they were an organization that empowered local communities to make the changes that need to happen in their locality, but did have a presence, a national presence, and basically split their work between different locales across the United States. And I definitely haven't seen quite as much fundraising getting retweeted and otherwise linked around the internet, so it seemed like they would be a good candidate. Because I know there's definitely been a few organizations like the Minnesota Bail Bond, or Bail Fund rather, and I think there was at least one other that have said, they definitely appreciate the outpouring of support, but at this point, and at least for right now, they have enough, and they have directed folks to some other organizations. And I've done some donations myself. I've given like $50 to the Minnesota Bail Fund before they made that announcement, and another $20 to I want to say it was Campaign Zero. And then there's also a speaking of other things that you can get for $5, if you're looking for more of a sure bet and you really only have $5 to donate, there is another fundraising donation with reward type thing going on the internet. I believe it's itch.io, itch.io is a gaming, like an indie gaming website, and they have a bundle of what was originally 400 and some odd games, but is now over 1,000 games and game assets, that is yours to have for a donation of $5 or more. So if you're interested in contributing to that one too, you can go and look that one up. Google is your friend in that case. And with a $5 minimum donation, you can get access to all of those sweet indie games. And they've got things on there like Night in the Woods, A Short Hike, and just many, many others. I know I've played I've played A Short Hike, and it was a really fun, really cute game. Definitely recommend it. And I've heard a lot about Night in the Woods, but haven't played it yet, and looking forward to spending some time playing that game as well. And there was another one that I was playing just the other day that I think was called like Dorf Romantic or something like that. But really like a game with nice visuals, and it's pretty simple gameplay. It has you placing tiles that have trees and fields and houses and railroad tracks, and there's some simple goals that you're trying to achieve, like have a group of 20 fields, have a group of 50 trees, have 3 separate villages with no more than 4 houses each. So pretty interesting gameplay, pretty relaxing gameplay. Definitely a change of pace from other games that I might otherwise be playing, and definitely gets me out of VR for some time. But yeah, definitely highly recommend finding ways that you can help out in this, well, certainly in this time of exceptional visibility of the need, but also even when it stops trending, just be aware that the issues don't magically go away when the hashtags stop flying. It takes serious work and serious commitment and dedication. Sorry, I hit the wrong button there. Got a tight corner coming up here, so just trying to reduce some speed as we come down this hill, headed towards Harbor, the town on the coast, the town with the most, at least the most yard tracks, that is. We can definitely get a bit of a glimpse of just how long this train is here, since we can see the tail end from here on this bridge, just around that corner there. And this is definitely not as long as the train has been. Just bringing things in nice and easy here, since we definitely have a long tail to our train here. I want to make sure that the end of it stays on the tracks, and as well as we are coming up on some junctions here, I want to make sure the front stays on as well. There are plenty of 40 km/h zones. good sound there. Definitely some creaking that we do not like to hear. Alright. I'm gonna let things coast on out here for a moment. We've got these centermost jobs headed to C2I, and so I think that that is going to be our first destination. Perhaps. Let me make sure if I remember where C is. No, I do not remember where C is. Okay, we're gonna head to G first then. Definitely thought C was the transfer yard, but that is in fact E instead. So we headed here to G, and looks like G5I is where we'll be headed. In. Definitely want to make sure that we get as much of the train onto the siding as possible. Hopefully we can leave enough room to allow the shunter to move things around in the back, and at the same time not overshoot the end of the siding. Let's add some independent brake in here, and let's do some train brake as well, just to start slowing things down. It'll be okay, and honestly kind of preferable if the locomotive overhangs the siding, but we definitely don't want the freight cars too, and I think I may have actually missed my opportunity. Hopefully that will count as on the track. Let me go discover that real quick by just hopping over to the station office here, and it looks like even with pulling all the way onto that track, we are still gonna have a little bit of problem with getting that last car on there. Oh, we're done. Good. Okay. Well, definitely no time bonus on this one, but it's good to see that we got that time bonus on the run to the steel mill. Made that logistical haul a little bit more profitable. And now we've got one more logistical haul here. And then these two freight hauls in the center. I'm going to go ahead and pull the train forward. Yeah. Come on. We'll go ahead and turn on this locomotive here. And this one I do believe is going to 6S. Let me take a look at that just to make sure. Yep. And unfortunately, overshot a little bit here. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. Oh, let some of that brake pressure drain off there as that comes to a stop. And this train is rolling backwards a little bit, but that's alright. That's even kind of preferred, as we do need to back it up a little bit and roll it off of this switch, which it is now off of, and get it moving on to this siding. Give this just a little bit of a push here. See if we can't move it off of the switch just enough. I think we're fighting some brakes up ahead. Hopefully that is okay. I think just a little more here and we'll have it. Certainly had a lot of compression there in the buffers. And that brake is off. We'll wait here just a moment as the train brake and the locomotive builds up some pressure. And then we will start moving some of these containers. All right. Right, now all these containers are headed to the same place, so I'm gonna take a gamble here and say that the shunter can probably pull them all. think that should be a fair evaluation of the situation. And so we will get a move on here with these. Go ahead and let that one coast, and as we do that, we'll hop up here into the DE6 and just back these pipes into the siding that they're supposed to be in. Alright, and as we won't be needing this for the moment, we'll go on and shut it down, and we'll catch back up with our other train. Now, I believe these are both headed to track 2. That is correct. And while we wait for that to make some more progress, we'll go ahead and validate this other job. Alright. Getting paid. Where did the trash go? Over here. I suppose I can toss that one too. Alright, so we're looking for 2. Track 2. Straight on in down the center. Alright. The tracks over here are in alignment. We'll hop aboard this last container car here. Just keep an eye out for how close we're getting to the switch. And we will we'll break the train from the rear. Alright, with 1 car's length, I think that's close enough to apply some brakes. We'll hop off here and throw this switch. And rejoin our locomotive. Throw it in the forward direction. Apply some brakes, a little bit of throttle, and start going the other way. very nice. We have all of the options here at the harbor. Steam, shunter, or diesel. So yeah, if you've made it through this far, definitely leave a comment. I believe you can do that even while the video is playing and the chat is active, but if not, tell me I'm wrong. But go ahead and leave a comment with what locomotive you'd like to see me running on the next stream. Alright, here we are. And we will go turn this in, and that's gonna really wrap up the stream for today. So, I hope you have enjoyed. And Zengrath, you say you don't think that the video is able to be commented on? Okay, good to learn about how YouTube works with this stuff. And you have no preference, although the Steam engine is coolest, but a pain to use. Yeah, certainly I will echo that sentiment. It is very cool, but certainly not the easiest. Alright. Not bad, not bad. So, starting off the stream with about 300,000 in the bank. Now we've got 158,000 in the bank, and that is after buying the DE6 license, which costs 200,000. Of course, there will be some servicing fees to worry about. And one of those is definitely more expensive than the other, that being the diesel locomotive. But we'll get to that later. And so thank you all for joining me on the stream today. Again, I'll just plug again that in the description there is that donation link. If you find it in your heart and your wallet, like I said, to donate to the cause, it is definitely appreciated by all those who it helps, and by myself as well. And if you don't have the money, that's fine too. Perhaps some of your friends do, so you can always share that link around and spread the word. But yep, thank you all for joining tonight, and I'll see you next time.